Hello and welcome to my 27-week pregnant belly. Okay, so here we are at 27 weeks. I have now officially tipped the scales at 10 kilos heavier than when I wasn't pregnant. Now, this is perfectly normal. It's a normal amount of weight gain for the entire pregnancy. I've got 3 months left. So as you can see, the bump is pretty huge, and I entirely blame Christmas. This is, at this point, about 65% baby, 25% Christmas, and 10% Chinese takeaway. I pretty much do this every year. I gain a lot of weight at Christmas. I love everything about Christmas and all the trimmings. So I then usually have a detox in January, do Veganuary. I go vegan for the month and lose a lot of the weight and so on. I tend to break Veganuary just before the end of January because it's my birthday, and after not eating meat and cheese for a month, that steak meal I have on my birthday, oh, it's unbeatable. Now, of course, you shouldn't diet or try and lose weight during pregnancy. It's really not good for the baby. But healthy eating obviously is encouraged, so I'm now going to try and smash it on the fruits, veggies, salads, fish, have a really varied, balanced diet. I'm not going to attempt being vegan while pregnant. Hats off to women who do it, but for me, it seems like far too much hard work to try and get enough protein and fat and calcium. It's far too much like hard work for me to even try and think about doing that. Also, I am at a greater risk of gestational diabetes, which is just diabetes while you're pregnant, because it runs in my family on the female side, and my mum had gestational diabetes for 1 out of her 7 pregnancies. So I do have to kind of watch my weight gain. I'm gonna eat really healthily, as we're now in the 3rd trimester, and try and slow the weight gain down a little bit and do some exercise, get fit, get active, and keep in control. In terms of the baby, he is now 875 grams, which is approximately 2 pounds. So he's getting quite substantial. If you imagine what 2 pounds feels like, or if you were on a diet, or if you put on 2 pounds, that would be a noticeable amount of weight. So 2 pounds feels really substantial. In terms of length, he's gained about 1 centimetre since last week, so he's not getting much longer at this point. It seems to be about 1 centimetre looking on the growth chart every week now until the birth, and next week he will tip the 1 kilo mark. So yeah, next week will be pretty monumental. He'll be a whole kilogram. How cool is that? He's getting noticeably more active now. The movements go on for a much longer amount of time. I was having a nap during the week and I was laying on my left side. He was kicking on the left side. That's sort of a pattern he's fallen into as well. He kicks on whichever side I'm sleeping on. And he's kicking away. I fell asleep. I woke up 15-20 minutes later and he was still kicking. So I'm pretty sure he was going for the entire time. Obviously I can sleep through the kicks. It doesn't really bother me. I could sleep standing up. To be honest, I've always been a very heavy sleeper and I fall asleep very quickly. My head hits the pillow. Sorry for any insomniacs out there. But yeah, so he was kicking away for a good 15-20 minutes, and this isn't unusual now. They quite often last for a good 10 minutes. I have also noticed that he's changing position a lot. So at the 24-week midwife appointment, the student midwife gave my tummy a prod and, they push really, really hard. Like, I don't know, it's like she was trying to get in there or something. And he was head down with like his feet this end, so he was kind of like round here. And a lot of the movements I was seeing and feeling and filming were up here, so that was either feet or knees. Since then, he's moved around so much. Most of last week he was sideways, so I could feel him kicking and jabbing at the same time. This week, on Christmas Day actually, he decided to go the right way up, so as if he was standing up. So his head was up here and his legs were down. And I was stood in my nan's kitchen, and all of a sudden there was a really strange, strong boof sort of feeling, really deep inside. It's very hard to describe. You couldn't feel it from the outside at all. And it kind of made me double over. I was like, well, that felt strange. Thank God I've just had a pee, or I would have actually just wet myself. He's just kicked me in something. So I mentioned it to my mum, who's had 7 pregnancies, and she was like, oh yeah, he's probably kicked the top of your cervix. I did not know that was a thing. So straight on Google, I was like, oh yeah, he's definitely kicking me in the cervix. That's nice. It's the strangest feeling, I can't explain it. It's just uncomfortable, slightly weird, and I was very pleased when he's turned back around again. He's laying sideways again. Oh, and speaking of things I didn't know about in pregnancy, I don't know how I managed to grow up with my mum being pregnant 6 times and not know about these things, but I suppose as a kid you just let things wash over you, and I've missed quite major stuff. But have a look at this lovely picture. Look at that fuzz. My belly has got so hairy, and I guess it's like a little insulation layer for the poor thing, but yeah, I've been assured that that goes away after pregnancy, but it's not something I was expecting. Overall though, on the whole, I am getting used to being pregnant. So I was in a patisserie and the owner of the shop was like this side of the counter, we were just having a chat, and he asked me what I was having. I looked at the cakes because I assumed he meant which pastry was I having, but he meant boy or girl. So, you know, moments like that, I completely forget I'm pregnant. One track mind, I was like, but pastry. So, you know, being pregnant is very much, it just becomes a part of your life. You do forget, you stop noticing, even as much as I've kind of started hitting the bump on things. Like if I spin around too quickly and something's too close, like doorways and chairs and things like that, I have knocked it a few times because you're not really used to having something that like sticks out this far, you know? Unfortunately, I have started feeling a little bit uncomfortable and achy and a bit restless. I guess this is only going to get worse as I get bigger, and it's not terrible to be honest, but I've decided I can't have naps anymore, because if I do, when I wake up in the middle of the night to pee, I can only sleep for about 4 hours before I have to pee. I then really struggle to get back to sleep. So if I've not had a nap, then it means I'm a lot more tired at night, so I sleep more deeply and I get back to sleep quicker. There were 2 nights in a row that I didn't sleep for 2 hours after waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I was like, it's not worth having a 20-minute nap during the day to then screw my body clock up this much at night. So no more naps. Which I suppose actually is a good thing, because it means I'm less tired. I'm finally less knackered. I thought I might enjoy the 3rd trimester. Every pregnancy is different. I'm going to be one of those weird women who absolutely love being huge, and finally that fatigue has passed. I was feeling a little bit rubbish about it in the 2nd trimester because tons of information out there online. Even my midwife and my GP said, oh, once you're in the 2nd trimester you'll be fine, not realising I was already halfway through the 2nd trimester. And I kept sort of kind of kicking myself, being like, why am I so tired all the time? I shouldn't need to sleep for 11 hours a night. But that really does seem to be finally moving on. And you know, my mum said as well that I'll find I've got more energy now. But then as you get bigger, then it kind of starts to wane again. But we'll see how we go. In terms of the discomfort that I've been getting, it's like right up the top here, mainly on the left-hand side. And it's just of an evening. I think it's where like the weight is kind of starting to push down, and it does genuinely just feel like a muscle pain. Like I give it a gentle massage and it will feel much better, and there just comes a certain time of the evening that I'm like, I need to lay down now. I've been vertical for far too long today, I need to be horizontal, you know? So it's not massive. In the first trimester I had a lot of round ligament pain, which basically, it's when your tummy's never stretched before, everything's starting to stretch, and it would just cause like quite a sharp shooting pain. If I was in like the wrong position, if I was like a little bit twisted and I sneezed or coughed or something, it would, you know, like sort of really stab. But that's passed, and now I'm getting like these pains up here a lot more as everything's beginning to stretch and the abdominals are separating. I found some exercise videos that I've started doing. The woman who's doing them is 2 weeks ahead in her pregnancy than me, so it's really nice to kind of try and follow along with where she is and see how big she's getting and stuff, because when you see yourself every day, you really struggle to see the growth. You know, you kind of get used to it. So it's really nice to see her videos weekly and see how she's getting on, and to compare with myself as well and be like, oh, I'm going to be that pregnant in a couple of weeks. And last of all, I even went for a run today. I couldn't believe it. I'd kind of started to miss running. I hadn't been for a run for 7 months. I was looking through some old pictures and of how slim I was and how fit I was, and I was like, I really want to run. So I only did a little one. I checked it with a PT, and I did 6 lots of 1 minute running with 1.5 minute walking in between. So just little intervals, and considering I was running 10Ks 9 months ago, it felt really, really easy, which is good. Like, you know, exercise should be easy in pregnancy. You shouldn't be pushing yourself too far, shouldn't be trying to beat any personal records. It's literally just to get a little bit fitter before the birth, and as I said earlier with the healthy eating, to try and slow down this weight gain a little bit. So I've really enjoyed the run. I was wearing some nice supportive maternity leggings. I need a more supportive bra because I've changed, my whole body's changed size with everything. None of my old ones fit, and ones like this are just, there's too much wobble going on, to be honest. So, and a hoodie as well. I've got to get a new hoodie because I had to wear a woolly jumper. Who goes running in a woolly jumper? This girl. What I'm thinking of doing is a pre-pregnancy clothing video. So a lot of my activewear is hilariously small at this point, and a lot of my summer clothes. So if you guys would be interested in seeing a sort of funny video where I'm kind of trying to try on my old clothes, let me know if you'd be interested in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.